What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. In this video, I'm going to show you the first 20 plus tips and tricks on your Redmi Note 11S. Without further ado, let's jump into this video. So the first thing you want to do is just a couple things here. Swiping down from the left or the middle, you're going to get your notifications. Swiping down from the top right, that's where you're going to get your quick toggles where you can control your phone, such as turning off Wi-Fi, your ringer, things like that, your flashlight, your brightness for your screen. You can change it right there. Change it to auto brightness if you want. So yeah, all that stuff right there. Also, you can hit in the top right, you can hit this to go into settings. So that's how you do all that stuff. Go back to the home screen, swipe up. This is going to be your launcher. The first thing you want to do is hit the top right here. Now, by default, it's going to be set to categories being on, which is going to look something like this. You can have categories up here. I'm not a huge fan of that, so I like to turn that off. I would recommend you do too as well. So just come in here, manage app categories, just turn it off, and then all your apps will be in alphabetical order, which I'll show you in just a moment. You can also see place new apps on the home screen. You can turn that on and off. What that means is anytime you download a new app, it's going to automatically put it on your home screen. I like to keep that on. That way it gets onto my home screen. Scroll bar, you can change it. I would do A to Z. And then backgrounds, you can set to auto, or you can make them dark, or whatever you want. It's different colors up here. Here your apps are all in alphabetical order, very easy to use. And at the bottom, usually it's at the top. You can search for a certain app. You're like, oh, where's YouTube? You can do that, and you have YouTube right there. Going back here, let's go into settings. So swipe down from the top, actually top right. Go into the gear right here and go into settings. And a couple things. If you want to look at your phone, go to about phone. You can see how much storage you have. There you go. You can free up some storage if need be and all that. So very cool to see how much storage you have. There it is right there. You also have your specs. You can check out the specs for your phone, how much RAM you have, the type of processor that you have, because some of these you might have a different version, but it basically says all that kind of stuff in there. Go back, and then we want to go into next, system apps up there. To go in here, check here to see if any of your system apps have an update. You can come in here, update them very quickly right there. Next, we're going to go into always on display and lock screen. You can turn that on and off. So I'm going to turn it on for you. You can come in here and choose a signature if you want, or choose an analog clock or a kaleidoscope or digital clock. I like a digital clock, so I'm going to choose that. I'm going to hit apply. That's good with me. Now that it's on, I'm going to hit the home button. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to turn the screen off. It's going to pop up and show. You can see right there my clock. Very cool. Fingerprint sensors on the side. Let's go back into where we just were in settings. Other couple of things in here as well. This is where you can have the timeout for your screen. I would choose 2 minutes. I just have 10 minutes because I'm doing a video. 2 minutes is the perfect amount of screen time to keep it on until it actually locks up on you. Raise to wake, turn that on. Double tap to wake and turn off. Turn that on. What that means is my screen's off, my phone's off. When I pick it up, it's going to turn on the screen. You can see, so you can turn on and off the screen as well from the lock screen. This is another cool one you might want on. It says launch camera. Double press the volume down button to open camera when the screen is locked. So if I turn that on and then I have the screen locked, if I press down, it's gonna automatically launch my camera. I can jump into videos, portrait mode, regular photos, whatever I want. Going back to the main screen of settings, next what we want to do is go into display. In display is where you can set dark mode or light mode. Here's light mode. I like dark mode a lot better. Makes it a lot easier on your eyes. I would recommend it. And if you don't want it on all the time, you can set a schedule, turn it on. Sunrise to sunset is probably the perfect time to do something like that. So you can set that schedule. You can also go into more dark options and then adjust your wallpaper to dark. You can adjust text and backgrounds automatically when it's in dark mode. Very, very helpful. Brightness level, come in here if you want to change your brightness level automatically. You can also set it to automatic brightness so that when it comes into a sunny environment or a dark environment, it'll adjust the brightness for those environments. Sunlight mode, you can see it adjust. If you turn it on, It adjusts the brightness to strong ambient light when automatic brightness is off. So you can turn that on and off to make your experience a little bit better. Color scheme, definitely come in here. You can see, just check out the pencils. It'll change the color if you want it to be more saturated or a standard look. I set it to vivid. They keep it at vivid. That's what I would choose as well. Text, oh, actually refresh rate. By default, it's set to 60, change it to 90, get that full refresh rate so it feels nice and smooth when you use the display. Text size, if you have bad eyesight, you can make this bigger or smaller. There you go. Go back to the main screen of settings and go into sound and vibration. Come in here if you want to change the volumes for your media, your ringtones, or your alarms. You also have, you can customize your sound settings for your sound assistant. You can adjust the media sound in multiple apps. It means adjust sound for individual apps while multiple apps play audio simultaneously, so you can turn that on if you want. You can also do multiple audio sources. Don't adjust media volume during incoming notifications or while audio from other sources plays. You can turn that on and off too. For your sound assistant, you got your silent mode, silence media, and silence mode. Do not disturb, which is always helpful. So there you go. You can turn that on and off. Schedule, you can turn that on. You can schedule it as well. Come in here and go into, I hate vibrate on tap. I turn that off. If you like it, keep it on, but basically anytime you tap your phone, your screen, it doesn't vibrate now because I turned it off, but otherwise that's where you turn it off. Additional settings, you have additional settings for sounds. So you can turn off your dial pad sounds when you dial in a phone number, all these different sounds that you can turn off if you want. Sound effects, come in here and you have different sound effects you can play with. Next, go into notifications and control. And you can see right here, when you get notifications, you can have it show up on the lock screen. When you go into there, you can turn those on and off right here. You have your floating notifications. Again, you can turn them on and off right here. Same thing with badges. App notifications, you can turn those on and off. Notification shade, you can make it more like Android or that the MIUI, the MIUI. Notification effect, you have different effects. So when you get a notification, this will show up on mine. Otherwise, you can choose nothing to happen, or we just see the screen. But I like seeing the effects show up, and I think this one's the coolest. Next up, you have the control center, which means when you pull down. So you can change it so that it's the old version, pull down the status bar to view toggles and notifications, or you can have the new version, which I showed you, which you pull the left to see your notifications, pull down from the right to see your quick toggles. So if you switch it to the old version, swiping down will bring up your quick toggles and your notifications. Bringing 2 fingers down automatically brings down your the full thing of your quick toggles. So that's how you can do it. I do like the older version, so I would keep the older version. It's just what I'm used to. But if you like the new version where you go left and right, then just keep that however you like it. Next, you can see items shown on the lock screen after swiping down. You can see items shown. You can turn off the notification shade if you want. At the bottom here, you see status bar. You can show notification icons or turn that off if you want, if you don't want to see that stuff. You also have your connection speed. I turned it on. I thought that was pretty cool. So now I can see my connection speeds, no matter which network I'm on. Show the carrier when device is locked. You can turn that on or off. You can edit the carrier name if you want. So like if it said another carrier on there, say for instance Verizon, you could change it to something else if you want. Battery indicator, this is a cool one. So you have that, or you have the battery percentage inside of the battery icon. I like it to the side. I think it's the easiest to read, so I keep it at that. If you don't like seeing the notch on your phone, you can hide it. You can come in here and you can hide it, hide your notch so you don't see it. It's just all blacked out at the top. Or you can see notch in individual apps. You can set that to auto or whatever you want, depending upon the app. Now, next one is home screen. Go into home screen. This is where you can change your default launcher. If you downloaded a new one, you can change your home screen to do the way I have it, where it shows the app drawer and the home screens. Or if you're like coming from an iPhone or something, you can set it to classic and just see home screens. You can turn on and off app suggestions, change the backgrounds, change the scroll like I did earlier. You can, there's tons of stuff in there. System navigation. If I use the buttons here, if you don't like the buttons, you can, turn those off. You can mirror your buttons. You can do button shortcuts if you want. So you can see long press the home button will do something, such as long press the menu button. You can have that do something. So there's all kinds of cool stuff that you can come in here and customize the phone you want by pressing these buttons down here. Automatically disable navigation buttons, you can have that on there. You can use gestures, easy stuff to change in there if need be. You can change your icon sizes. You can fill cells of uninstalled apps, so it kind of keeps your home screen kind of neat looking. You can lock your home screen layout. If you're always messing with your home screens, you can lock it so that you can't move your apps around on the home screens. You have your home screen layout. You can change it to be bigger or smaller. And yeah, that's all the cool stuff there. Go back down here, and then we have, if you want to change, you got wallpapers, you can go in here, and they have a whole wallpaper store of, I don't know if there's, I'm assuming there's paid ones in here, but there's all kinds of, there's live wallpapers you can download. There's, regular standard ones you can download. Same thing with themes. If you want to theme out your phone, if you're coming from a Galaxy phone or you're used to that, has all of that kind of cool stuff as well. A lot of stuff in here to get you excited and customize your phone. There's ringtones that you can download. There's all kinds of stuff. Set up a profile if need be. Next, from the settings menu, you want to go into passwords and security. This is where you can change your screen lock. You can do your fingerprint if you want to add another one. You can set up face unlock. You can do Bluetooth unlock. Very, very helpful stuff in here. Next, you want to go into special features. Special features, you can come into sidebar, and you can see, you can set up a sidebar so that you can always show it. And basically, it just brings up these suite of apps that you can use. You can hit a plus sign, and you can add more apps if you want. Stuff that's going to make your life easier. You can hit done. So that when I swipe over, I have those apps right there and easily accessible. So if I want my Google Play Store, I just tap that, it pops up, and I'm good to go. I can start using it if need be, move it around, all that stuff. You also have floating windows, you can see, so you can have your windows float around if you want. Second space, if you turn that on, it basically sets up a secure space to when using your phone so you can hide stuff. You got your light mode. It brings bigger icons, large text, less visual clutter. So this basically makes your phone a little bit easier to use. So if you're an adult that has trouble using the phone, you don't want it to be so, customizably looking, or, you just want to dumb it down a little bit, this is definitely what you want to turn on. Next, go to the home screen and open up your camera app. And in your camera app, hit the, go into photo actually, hit the lines up here, and then go into settings. And there's a couple of things I would make sure watermark is off. Picture quality should be set to high. You have your shutter sound, which means it's going to make the sound of a camera taking a photo. I turn that off. I hate having that on. And then these run in 1080p. Usually I tell people to make it 4K video, but these don't do 4K video, so there's no point in changing the quality of the video. Just keep it at 1080, 30 frames per second. So there you guys go. Those are like the first 20 plus tips and tricks that you should do on your Redmi Note 11S. There you guys go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you down the road. Peace.